Steve Burnham from Safeway joins us today. Steve, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Here we are at the 2011 PMA Fresh Summit. What do you hope to accomplish this year?
It has been a blast so far. It seems like it just grows every year, more and more participation. I think if I was to say what do I hope to achieve, it would just be continuing to meet new suppliers, develop relationships, understand everybody that's out there and that they can play. Doesn't matter if you're big or small. So for me, it's about developing relationships.
So tell us about your new position with Safeway.
Well, I'm really blessed to have recently been promoted to Senior Vice President of Floral, Bakery, and Produce. Most recently coming out of the produce arena, now having a little bit more global response, but still staying connected to produce.
How are you and Safeway preparing for Q4 and the holiday selling period this year?
Well, Q4 is a very exciting time for produce. Kind of kicks off with the PMA, and then obviously we've done a lot of preparing prior to today for the holiday season. We meet with many of our suppliers. We have an internal holiday show and tell to kind of prepare from a merchandising perspective as well as a supply assortment perspective.
What advice do you have for grower shippers and suppliers for 2012?
Understand your customer's strategy. We all have them. We're all interested in growing. And too many times I think the suppliers are wrapped up in the data and don't really listen to what the retailer has to say. So number one, spend time, listen, and get to know the retailer's strategy, and then how can you complement that and partner together to grow.
Steve Bird remains a national leader in U.S. corporations focused on the cost of health insurance and the health of their employees and customers. How does Safeway's Fresh Produce Department play a role in keeping their employees healthier?
I think that produce internally for Safeway is an area where we really encourage feedback from our employees. We encourage loyalty, really want them to provide feedback on the shopping experience, the assortment of product that we have, our prices, everything.
Steve, thank you so much for joining us today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.